Hey guys, welcome. I was setting up the stream a little bit. Basically just getting my mind wrapped around what I'm about to say, because I know I haven't been streaming for a full week and then some, so it's definitely been a while. Just wanted to give you an update and like what's up, like what's happening. So yeah guys, my birthday was on Thursday, September 17th, a couple of weeks ago, and for my birthday I decided to go skateboarding with a bunch of my friends. It was actually kind of a surprise, and we went, and it was a really nice sunny day. We were just having fun, just skateboarding, just chilling. Went down some hills. It was nice. It was a nice feeling, like a rush of adrenaline. We went down one of the hills and I sat down and I actually made it down really safely. Later on we went down a much more steeper hill, I would say. And so I was on top of the hill, and it was just three of my buddies sitting down, and they all agreed that they were gonna like lie on their backs and go down this steep slope. And I was just like, why aren't you guys going down? Like, that's weird. So like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down first, show you guys how it's done. And so I went down the hill. I did not have a helmet, and it was a super steep slope, and right at the bottom there must have been a bump or something. I decided to stop, or nature just stopped me there, and I fell off my skateboard. My skateboard went flying in a different direction, more down the hill, and when I hit like the steepest part of the slope, that's when I fell. I hit my the side of my left side of the body right here, the hip. I hit like my knees, my right knee, my hand too, and then like a little bit. It's mostly healed on my hand because it's pretty non-existent. My hip still like has a big bruise, but anyway, I hit like that side, so on impact I destroyed like it. Basically my clavicle, my collarbone shattered on impact. So yeah, and I hit the like the back to the front. Like I hit part of my head here. I didn't have really any protection, so I suffered a mild concussion as well. And so I got up after I fell down. Like I just basically hit the ground hard. Like that at that point, before I like hit the ground, I was like, I'm gonna see what heaven looks like. Like fuck. Thankfully I didn't, and I'm here. I could tell the story. But yeah, it was brutal. So anyway, I guess I don't want to say like I don't want to how do I describe this? And afterwards, so I'm trying to recollect my thoughts. So afterwards I got up, I was like feeling woozy. I'm like going to the left, I'm going to the right, and then I ended up going like onto the left side. I like stepped on a plant. I was like, where am I? And then my friend's like, dude, you need to go to the ER. And I'm like, all right, we're going to the ER. And I'm just getting up like slowly, and I'm like, I'm feeling dizzy. I'm having double vision basically because of the concussion. I'm like, what is this? I'm like looking at the trail, I see the trees, the grass, the flowers, and the trail, and like the rocks, and I'm like, what's going on? I see two of them. And this happened to me like a bunch of times as I was walking. And my friend on like my far left, he was like talking about all the times that he's had actual concussions, I'm like, I can't relate, but he's been skateboarding for 2 years, so. Anyway, yeah, this is so bad. I was walking. They're basically just telling me stories to stimulate my mind, keep me awake, basically, so I don't go into a coma. So that was really nice of them, actually. And what else happened there? Okay, so I was walking. We were going back in the car, and like I didn't want anything. Like I didn't want a seatbelt on. I was like, no, you're not gonna put a seatbelt on me. Like this isn't gonna happen. So they didn't put a seatbelt on me. I was just in the back, like left of the car seat. My friend was driving me to like one of the best hospitals like in the area. So I was just heading there. Yeah, and I just didn't know what to think. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, basically. So yeah, ended up going. Had some water. I was offered to like get water poured on me, like in the scars. I was like, no, that's gonna hurt a ton. Just let the medical people handle it. The staff, they know what they're doing. So we went there. We went to the hospital. The first thing is like the COVID checkup. They put on a mask on me, so I had a mask. Hey, Prawn, second. I'm explaining like what's happening. So basically, I'm at the ER. They put on a mask, and then they asked me like, "What's your name?" I told them my birth date, social security. I'm like, okay. And then like, have you been like suffering from like? Basically, they're asking me about COVID conditions. I'm like, can I get my like shoulder treated? But like, I know it's standard procedure. But I was like, I am in so much pain right now, my arm. And then they're like, okay. And then I got put on a wheelchair and then taken to another room. And then they took my my blood pressure there. And then they're asking me if I've had any other surgeries before, if I have any other allergies. And I'm like, no. They're like, do you have any like history of like heart condition, diabetes, like cancer? I'm like, no, nothing in the family, nothing like that. And then we went over to basically the main like hospital room, and I was sitting there for a little bit. Then the nurse came in. A bunch of nurses came in. They were constantly checking up on me. I think like 3 different nurses came in to ask like different questions. And then the funny thing was they didn't put anything on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I guess after I was like, what the fuck? They didn't put any like gauze or anything. They didn't treat it. They didn't apply anything like on the areas. Like basically my knee was just bloody. It was like you could like visibly see my knee was just bleeding out. There's a trail of blood from my knee going down to my leg. Yeah, it took them a while, but first things first, I got a CAT scan done like for my brain because I hit my head, the mouth, and then so we were going like they transferred me to like the CAT scan thing. Like it was kind of difficult for me. So I was like, okay, sure. And like I was trying to get up. I like did this. I did my head and I picked my head up. Yeah, holy shit, dude. Yeah. So I got up from there. I like transferred myself like really slowly onto like the CAT scan thing. And then I was like on the machine. And then the machine, they like pulled me back and I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And then like they did the CAT scan and then I just see like the lights like it's like swirling in circles and like there are different like lights. I'm like, dude, if I was someone who's like seizure prone, I'd definitely get a seizure in there. But it was like blue, purple, like different colors. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And the machine's just whirring. I'm like, okay. Then it's done, and then it's time to get up. I'm like, all right. And then that nurse was really smart. They're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then she took like both her hands, and then she used the towel to like help me get up. I thought that was like really nice. And then I got up and I transferred onto the other like the main hospital bed, and then I got taken into the X-ray room, and then I got my X-rays done basically. And that lady was kind of crazy. I call her the crazy X-ray lady, okay? Because the first thing I did was I got an X-ray scan done on top of the table. So I had to get up, and then I shifted my body like this, and I put my arm like on the table to get the X-ray done, like on the hand area. I'm like, okay. And then next thing was like against the wall. So I like went up. Like she told me, here, sit on this chair. I'm like, okay. So I sat on it. Then I did the X-ray like in this area. She put on the little like magnet here, and then just like X-rayed me here. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, all right, now you have to like stretch out your arm so that we can like see like the elbow area. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm like trying to do it. Like I'm trying to extend my arm fully, and I'm like, ow, like fuck, like it hurts. And she's like, no, you have to do it. I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm like, okay. And I'm like, it's not working. She's like, no, you have to. And I'm like, no, you're fucking crazy. That's what I was thinking in my head. I didn't say it, but I'm like, no, like I can't. And she's like, fine, okay. Like these are the only scans you're gonna get. I'm like, yeah, these are the only scans we can get. So I was like, what a crazy bitch in my head. Like literally, like as I was like leaving the room, she was pushing me out. I'm like, what a crazy bitch. So yeah, I got my X-ray scans done just like on this area, and then the scans came in like a little while later. I think another asked me like, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? And I'm like, dude, I feel like a 7 to an 8 right now. Like it felt so bad, and I'm like right here in this area, and I'm still feeling kind of dizzy. That's what I said. So yeah, basically I think the X-ray scans came in first, and then they're like, okay, you broke your clavicle. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I thought I tore like some muscles here, because I felt like this whole part of me was just hurting. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I tore some muscle here. They're like, no, you basically, your collarbone just shattered. So I'm like, okay. And I'm picturing in my head like little like pieces of bones like everywhere, and then two very misaligned like halves of the collarbone. So I'm like, okay, that's great. Anyway, yeah, that really sucked. I was like, basically, I was just frowning. I'm like, this is so bad. Like, I looked at the chart. I'm like, yep, that 8, 7, yep, that's exactly how it looked like on that chart. And later I found out, like, through another person that, basically the same nurse, I think, that, like, helped me, that I had a mild concussion in my head, and that's why I was hurting. I was like, great. So I was like, what does that mean? That means basically I just lost a lot of brain cells, like, on impact. I'm like, great. And then, like, another thing I noticed, like, when I tried to open my mouth, like, really widely, it was, like, hurting. I'm like, ow, and, like, it hurt, like, here. And later when we went to the neurologist, we found out the reason why was because the muscles were connected, like, to the brain and to the jaw. So whenever I opened my mouth, whenever I yawned or tried to eat food, it would hurt, like, that part of the brain. So I was having blended food for about a week, which was terrible, but it's better now. It's like, I actually enjoy eating food. It's fantastic. I'm, like, grateful for eating food. It's really nice. Let's see. So yeah, that's been that. And then the next day, it was Friday, so that was the 18th of September. First thing was we called the orthopedic surgeon because they recommended. So I went into the surgeon. We waited for a while. We had to do, like, the copay is like $35. We're like, okay, and then we just went in, and we went. It was Dr. Patel, and then we had to get the surgery next week on Wednesday, and they said let us know by Monday if that surgery can happen. And I'm like, interesting, like, why is it postponed? And then the reasoning at least was, like, because it's, like, a smaller bone, so, like, I guess, like, it, like, you can wait about a week and it would be okay still. Like, it won't, like, fully heal, like, the wrong way. And the options I was given was I can either let it heal naturally for 3 to 6 months, and there's a huge possibility that it will just be misaligned, which I believe that would have probably happened. Or I can get surgery, and we can put in some metal plates in here, some screws, and realign the bone. And so I was like, obviously we have to go with that option. I'm not just going to let nature just take its course, and, like, I just get a really fucked up collarbone, right? And, like, my shoulder and, like, other issues, I guess, like, with movement. It's just going to hurt every time I move, I feel like. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to let that happen. So we got the surgery marked the following Wednesday. So that was, let me see, what was that? So that was on September 23rd, Wednesday, 2020. I had clavicle surgery, and on that day we went into a different, I think it was the same hospital. Yeah, we went into the same hospital, but it was in the surgery section. I had to get my name done. They gave us another mask. It wasn't as good as the first mask. It wasn't like N95, but it was still like a good mask. It basically kept out COVID, Corona-19 virus, okay? And I went into surgery on that day. First, the nurse came in. I think it was like Cheryl or something. There was some other nurse as well. I put on some non-slip like red socks, and I was like, cool, these socks are pretty nice. They're pretty smart. Like, you don't slip. They have like white, like sticky, like wavy design on it, so like you can't slip. Anesthesiologist came in and was like, okay, you're basically gonna be under anesthesia for 3 to 4 hours. And like, that is a long time to get surgery done. And I'm like, all right. Like, yeah, we're just gonna basically knock you out. They told me we're gonna make an incision, basically slice me open, like cut me right here. And then they're gonna have to like go in and like realign using their little tools. And then we're gonna put in the metal plates in there. And afterwards, you're gonna wake up. You're gonna definitely be seeing some weird shit because it's anesthesia. And I think I did. I think I said some really dumb shit after. And then finally, Dr. Patel came in, but for some reason I don't remember that as much. I had an eye mask on because really loud sounds bothered me. And like any sort of light stimulation, like anything from the sun, any like hospital lights, those are really annoying because of the concussion, I think. So I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't. So I had an eye mask on, and like Dr. Patel said some stuff. And then next thing you know, I was being pulled into the room, and I'm like, my heart's just racing. So I'm like, holy fuck, like what's going to happen? And then the last moments that I remember was, I remember tube getting placed around me like this. And I still had the eye mask on, so I couldn't see anything. It was like this. And then there were like two things like going into my nose. So it was like this. And then two things in my nose. They're like, just take some deep breaths. I'm like, okay. And then the mask got put on me. And the next thing you know, I'm awake. And the surgery's already done. And 4 hours have passed just like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh my god, my arm. I'm so numb. I literally probably sound like this. I'm so numb. And like, they did something called nerve block. So they blocked all the nerves here, basically. So that I wouldn't feel any of the pain. I'm sure it fucking hurt like a bitch. Because they had to move around the muscles. They just basically cut me open. So that probably hurt a lot. And I was basically on some medication. And then I was basically told to continue taking hydrocodone and the muscle relaxants as well for a couple, basically the whole week, a couple of days. And yeah, that was the surgery. Whew. And then having blended foods, that was such a bitch. Like having blended bagel, it's just really disgusting. Like I don't like blended bagels. I did not recommend having that. It's so gross. And like blended meat, I was like, ugh. And I'm not allowed to have salty foods, alcohol, sugary foods, spicy foods actually. And basically nothing that's like unhealthy, like normally, you know? Like no fast foods for sure. No fried foods, that was it too. I was like, no fried foods. But yeah, now, you know, every day I'm getting better. Recovery has been slow, but it's been steady. So yeah, it's nice. I'm gonna switch this. So yeah, I've been having like for my head, I've been having heat pad every single night. It's 2 times a day, recommended by the neurosurgeon. I've been having ibuprofen. I've been having 800 milligrams, which is 3 tablets because it's 200 milligrams of tablets. I've been having 3. Every time I had a headache, I actually had to have one last night just to go to sleep. And magnesium tablets as well to help with muscle recovery because that's what magnesium does. So MG basically helps you speed up the muscle like loss basically, and like it helps with the brain because the brain's a muscle, so it helps with that drastically. So I've been having one of those a day. I had one this morning. I actually this morning was the first time I didn't take the hydrocodone, so I'm not on any pain medication right now. It still hurts, and like when I go like a different angle, like some certain ways it hurts. I know the metal plates in me, like while I'm sleeping, like even right now it's just in me, like right here, like here to here, and there's just like a huge cut. You can kind of see like right here, kind of see like through the light. So yeah, basically, yeah, this whole thing is the incision like on my body. Stitches, very fun. So every 6 hours I'm supposed to take that. I did take that the whole week. So yeah, recovery is gonna take about 2 to 3 months. I think full recovery is gonna take half a year, and then like a full year, I guess, just for like mentally, like psychologically to recover. Cause I'll still be thinking about this like the whole time. But yeah, I've stopped eating blended food, which is fan-fucking-tastic. I enjoy eating food. I enjoy eating like even soft meat and eating that. I had roast beef this morning. I had avocado, cheese, like an omelet kind of thing with like carrots and onions in it. That was really nice. And then some tea. I've been using a straw because I don't drink like this. I just drink like this. Because I think it's something with the neck. I can't really bend my neck all the way back. I can only do this, or like I can look down more preferably, because like some of the muscles here apparently the doctor might have cut into it, and I'm like, okay, so that's why like my neck's kind of like in a tilt position. I kind of look like that, and like I can't really like look up as much, so I don't like that. But yeah. That's basically the update that I wanted to give you. I want to let you know I haven't been streaming for a whole week. I've been recovering. I've been basically just sleeping. I wish I could use 2 hands to show you, like, I'm basically sleeping most of the time. I have a heat pad on me while I'm sleeping. I have an ice pack as well, like here, all the time. Yeah, I've just been chilling. I've only been playing games that require like a mouse. Like I've been playing RuneScape and like League. League, you're not really supposed to play with one hand, but I've been playing that. And I know like Among Us has been a huge craze, so I've been playing Among Us with one hand actually, and I'm winning. I won 3 games in a row when my friend came over a little while back. That was really fun. I didn't stream it because my friend's like, no, don't stream this. I really should have streamed it, but you know, I was just like, it's a friendly game, so I won't stream that. I will be. I really want to stream. I think maybe later today. I might be streaming some RuneScape or something. I want to finish where I left off a week and a half ago, or like a couple weeks ago, actually 2 weeks. I left off in Dragon Slayer. I think I died to like Bob's true self, like his like man form. He's not Bob the cat. It's like his historical like manly self that I was fighting. So I want to continue with that. Finish with like the dragon. Go through like the different waves. I was actually watching a tutorial on it. Like there's bombs like north, east, northwest, southwest, southeast, and there's like a wave you have to go through. And then there's like one opening in the wave, and then it's also it's recommended that you're moving, like you go through the gap in the wave, but you're also moving forward in the wave, so that the fireball like doesn't hit you or something, because it does like a lot of damage from Dragon Slayer. But yeah, too long, didn't read, zoned out. Okay guys, I'm about to end the stream. a short summary of it is I had clavicle surgery. I'm taking medication, ibuprofen, heat pads, ice packs, magnesium, hydrocodone, muscle relaxants. Basically just sleeping a ton, just resting, okay? And been getting better, okay, every single day. I want to continue streaming. I'm also like trying to get a different job than streaming because I want to like a consistent more like source of income. So I think like yeah, doing something like that. I've been applying for a job. And yeah, I was in the middle of doing that too. Like I got my fingerprint scanned I think the day before like my birthday, and then I had to like email like a doctor's note and stuff, and it was just, it's been hectic, okay, for me. And yeah, I'm gonna go to Independence Grove and just walk. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna go soak in some sun, put on some sunscreen to soak in some sun, go for a nice walk that I haven't really done in a while, and just relax, just get better. So yeah, thank you for watching my like life update stream and stuff. I'm getting better. My concussion for sure has been getting so much better. It's just up and up. It's like this. It's like this. I wake up 3 times a night. Okay, I'm fine. Wake up 3 times a night. I'm fine. Wake up 3 times a night. I'm fine. Wake up 2 times a night. I'm fine. Wake up 2 times a night. I'm fine. Wake up 2 times a night. It's kind of my fault because I drink too much water for the medicine. And then I think like this night I just slept. Wait, I think I woke up like 1 time in the night. It's still twice a night, but hey, I'm eventually gonna get to where I sleep 1 time and I wake up 1 time. Okay, it's getting there. And yeah, I just wanna like let you guys know I still want to stream. I'm still dedicated, and yeah, give you some content, I guess, and some context of why I haven't this whole week. Cause you're like, Dave, like, where have you been? Like, it's been a week. Like, you stream every day. What happened? So that's what happened. And it was on my birthday, too. Very ironically. The nurse lady was like, hey, like, it always happens on birthdays. Like, we actually surprisingly get a lot of birthday ER people. So, love you all. Thank you all for still following and watching. I love that, like, the second I'm on, like, you guys are just watching. I love that, like, the true, like, fan support. Just the follower support. I really, truly love that. That keeps me streaming and motivated. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. It's 12:53 p.m. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in today. I really, really enjoy that. I will probably be streaming later today. If not today, I probably guarantee like today or tomorrow for sure. So yeah, thank you all. Love you all.